All right, good afternoon. Now take note, I'm doing a car rant, but I'm sitting still because I have Ellie in the car. We're sitting in the driveway waiting for her brothers. We're going to go, where are we going? We're going to go see a movie or something?
Yeah.
What movie?
I don't know what movie.
Yeah, we'll have to see what's playing, that kind of stuff. All right, Ellie, your job is just to sit there. I just got to get this out of my head. This is called a car rant, okay?
Okay.
I got to get it all out of my head. All right. So listen, these car rants aren't for everyone. If you like this, pass it on to somebody, share it with somebody. But this isn't going to be me just talking about, my experience, strength, and hope and stuff like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's not what I do. I'm trying to go next level with this stuff. I want to talk about things and challenge people's thinking, and I want this to stimulate a conversation. All right, so here's the deal. Let's talk about innovation, invention, changing the world, transforming things. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about changing the world, Ellie. All right, there's a man. His name is Astro Teller, and everything I talk about today is actually coming from Astro Teller. It's not an original thought. Astro Teller does not work in the drug and alcohol field. He does not work in the mental health field. Astro Teller, he used to be like the CEO, or he used to run Google X, what used to be called Google X. Google X is the R&D lab for Google, and it's actually part of a bigger company called Alphabet. Most people don't know that. Most people don't understand that. Most people don't understand that right now, Google X, which has changed its name to Moonshot, they're inventing things. They are innovating. They are trying to change the world. They're thinking 10 times bigger than most people. The Matrix is actually a documentary, not a movie, because that stuff is going down. Moonshot or Google X are inventing robots, inventing artificial intelligence, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, that's off track. So Astro Teller talks about what gets in the way of innovation, and he does this exercise with folks, and this is in the business world, and this is how it works. He says usually to a group of managers, that kind of thing, maybe line employees in a tech company, for example. He'll say the following. He'll say, all right, I'm going to give you two choices, choice A and choice B. Choice A is the following. You can make $1 million for your company this year. Choice B is you have to forego making $1 million this year, but you have a 1 in 100 chance of making $1 billion this year. Which one would you take? And every employee puts up their hand. Right, Ellie? They all put up their hand and they say, choice B, of course, we would rather take that chance and make $1 billion. Then Astro Teller says, all right, how many people think that their boss or their organization or the system that they work for would allow them to forego $1 million to try to make $1 billion? And everybody puts their hand down. Boom. Because it's the context. This is his point. The reason great things don't happen, it's not because people don't have ideas. It's because the system or the context keeps people from shooting for the moon. And that is so applicable to the drug and alcohol system. Think about it. It's so applicable to the way we're handling this opioid overdose crisis. Whatever you want to call it, opioid crisis, overdose crisis, addiction crisis, whatever you want to call it, mental health crisis, record high suicides, all that kind of stuff. One of the reasons that we're not getting it done is because we look for these incremental improvements. We would rather take the crumbs from SAMHSA. We would rather have the federal government sign a useless bill that's really only going to, maybe make a difference for a small percentage of people rather than shooting for the moon, rather than taking a big chance. Astro Teller goes on and talks about the most significant changes in human history have happened at the time of war. That's whenever the craziest stuff got done. That's whenever all the rules were thrown out the window. And it's a tragic thing, but that's where the Manhattan Project started from. You know what the Manhattan Project is, Ellie? That's where they invented the atomic bomb. I'll tell you about that one. The atomic bomb it's overall it's pretty bad. It's a nuclear weapon. It's a bad thing. It blows up massive amount of land and that kind of stuff. But to figure out a way to split the atom, that only happened in the context of the government saying to these group of scientists, you have all the resources you need, figure it out. That kind of thing. We don't do that. We need to approach, the government needs to approach this problem the same way they approach any other war. They need to get a bunch of us in a room, and it can't be the typical players. They can't get the folks that I mean, come on, get seriously. They can't get the folks that are really good at producing literature and producing resource centers and producing all that stuff. That's not what you need. You need innovative thinkers to get in a room with unlimited funding to solve this problem. And Ellie, who should they talk to? They should probably talk to your dad, huh?
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I have Ellie in the car because what I do is, when I really want to say crazy stuff, I get one of my cute kids to be here so nobody can get mad at me. You can only get so mad at me if I have Ellie with me, right? Right, Ellie?
Yeah.
All right. Let's think big. Let's think about big, massive change. $1 billion over $1 million. All right. Later.